first stop on our foodie tour is a poppin' Mediterranean joint on the north side of San Antonio. When you're in Central Texas and you're looking for a really good Italian spot, you gotta come out to La Nostra Familia. Let's go inside. Joining us now is the owner out here, it's Arturo Sanchez, and we got a lot of food in front of us. Super excited. We got the desserts, we got some of the main items that you're gonna wanna enjoy, plus of course the pizza. When you think of a good Italian restaurant, right, you gotta have some good pizza on the menu as well.
Definitely. And we have a magnificent executive chef, Maxine Dickinson, which is making a good job as you can see.
The spread looks absolutely incredible. And we got the desserts, and we'll jump into those in a little bit. The first one I want to highlight here is the one that's sitting in the middle. This is like, if you want to come out, you want to enjoy a nice steak, you have a steak option, little potatoes on the side, almost like a classic American twist, right, with that Italian feel to it.
Yes.
The bistecca di manzo dish, which translates to beef steak, is a pan-seared 6-ounce beef fillet accompanied with sauteed asparagus and grape tomatoes. The starch on the plate is potatoes au gratin, which is actually a French preparation of potatoes. But regardless of the country of origin, this steak plate is rockin'. The filet is melt in your mouth tender, the veggies are bright and full of zest, and the potatoes are ooey, gooey, melty, cheesy perfection. If you're looking for traditional Italian dishes, they got it on the menu. But if you want to step it up and get a little crazy, they got that too. You have some different pasta dishes over here, so what's going on with this dish?
This dish is a Florentine pasta with shrimp.
So it has a little bit of spinach in there, a little mixed veggies, right? That's the Florentine, is the spinach, and then get some of this sauce. Now this sauce looks really good too. Is this more of like a traditional Italian dish?
It is a traditional Italian dish, definitely is.
That is so good. What I love is it has those rich like nuances of Italian food, but I mean, overall, it's just a very approachable dish. If you like seafood, when you see the dishes come out to the table, it's the way they're presented. You can tell that this is a passion of the chef. She's making everything from scratch, and she's just knocking it out of the park. The chicken parm, when you think of like, what are the iconic Italian dishes, this is the one that is kind of up everybody's alley. This is like spaghetti and meatballs, the chicken parmesan. Wow.
The breading is a very, very special breading that our chef makes. Oh, wow. And of course the quality of the chicken, is the
super
main thing.
Important. Yeah. This is so good. Yeah. I'm so glad. It looks amazing, but it also tastes amazing. And that's the most important part. All of these dishes have a really good flavor to them. They're well-rounded, they have a nice body, and they're cooked perfectly. The shrimp is nice and tender, and even the chicken has a nice breading on the outside on the chicken parm. It's an awesome spot. Really, I think it's just an unknown little hidden Italian gem here in San Antonio. Now, why open up a restaurant during 2020? Why was that something you wanted to do?
Well, I was almost retired, and my wife and I decided, David, that we wanted to do something with our lives. So we thought, well, let's do a restaurant again. And that's something that we were not expecting, to have the pandemic in the middle of everything, Mm-hmm. But, well, we are here and looking forward for 2021 with the vaccine and everything slowing down and hopefully going away soon.
We'll knock on wood of that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything's going to get back to normal, but definitely a really just bold move to open up a restaurant, have the confidence to come in and know that you can do this and execute it to a point where even during a hard year like this, you guys can produce a really nice product like what you have. This pizza is phenomenal. I love that on the bottom, you're getting some of those little charred elements. That's that wood fire oven. That's what you're looking for. You want to have that. But you have a really nice crunch on there. The bread itself has that little bit of saltiness to it, and it holds up really well with the sauce that's on there. The cheese you're using is incredible. That alone also adds that little salty element. And I know you have some different pork items on there and a little bit of pepperoni and everything, but this is just a really nice slice of pizza.
We use Italian flour, which is ideal for the pizza. And everything is, as I mentioned, cooked in-house from the scratch, you know.
But it's big and it shows. I mean, everything you have out here, like I said, it looks great, smells wonderful. This pizza though is killer. I'm gonna have to finish that whole pizza by myself.
Please
You
do.
almost just want to get this as an appetizer and then kind of dip it into your dishes that you're gonna get. You have all this sauce that's on the seafood dish right here, all the little sauce that's coming off the steak. You just dip your pizza in, that's like a second meal right there.
Yes.
There you go. I'll tell you what, you guys, you can't go wrong. There's a lot of other dishes on the menu out here as well. You have the standard Alfredo, so if that's something that you really like, you want to get a little bit wild, you like shrimp, I think this is a really delicious option as well. And then more traditional, you know, you go for the chicken parmesan,
Definitely.
the pizzas, the desserts. You have other desserts as well, but I'll tell you what, you can't go wrong. Cheers to you. Thank you so much for having us out here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the production team.
Yeah, they're excited. We're going to chow down here.
Yeah, but thank you very much.
When you're in the San Antonio area and you're looking for some great brews, well, how about going to a spot, well, get this, you get to pour your own beer. Let's go inside the Dooryard.
First time with us?
First time.
Awesome, wonderful. So I'm gonna check you in. I'll need a debit or credit card and ID.
Once you check in and get your Dooryard card, you make your first selection, which glass you're going to use. Out of all the different glasses to choose from, I went for the fancier looking glass. You put your Dooryard card on the little scanner, pull the handle down towards you, and let it rip.
We really do let the customers sort of choose their own adventure here. I really wanted a way to showcase the amazing breweries that we have here in Texas. There's just some fantastic breweries here, and this gives customers an opportunity to come in and they can visit 10 or 15 breweries in one visit here.
If you love beer, but you don't necessarily know which kind of beer you want to get, the cool thing about the Dooryard is that they have 30 different options. So you can get a Pilsner, you can go all the way to like a double stout. It just depends on what they have during that day, but it's a lot of options.
We've had some from Kunstler, from Dorchel, High Wheel, Ingenious. There's so many, I couldn't possibly begin to name them all.
A lot of the beers that are on tap out here are craft beers from local breweries. And so, you know, you got to support local, shop local, all that good stuff. And they're doing a really good job here at the Dooryard doing that. The one that I'm drinking right here, it's absolutely delicious. This is from Dorchel. This is their High Wheel, right?
High Wheel is the name of the brewery.
There you go.
It's going to be their Abbey style quad. So that's
It's
coming in
good.
at 10%.
It's 10%, y'all, and it is delicious. It doesn't even taste like 10%. It's a very dangerous beer because you're gonna end up drinking and you're like, I feel great. And you drink another one and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna have to sit here for a while. So talk to me about the food items we have right in front of us.
So we've got some soy ginger ribs here. They're baby back ribs, and they're actually would go delicious with that beer because you've got the little bit of fattiness there, and then you got the beer to cut through that.
Nice. And what about in the middle here? This looks like a big sandwich.
So that's going to be our New Orleans style muffaletta. It's typical. I mean, it's just a great sandwich. I mean, it's got mortadella and provolone and.
It looks like a variety of like kind of cold cuts on there, right? And then the muffaletta sandwiches, like you said, they're very traditional New Orleans area. And it's all about the bread on the muffalettas.
That's right. We actually get our bread from Louisiana, so it's about as traditional as you can get here in San Antonio.
That's how you do it. And then the last but not least, this is, I mean, that's my go-to sandwich is a Reuben, and you guys have a Reuben on the menu as well.
It's super solid. Yeah, it is delicious.
Gotta take a bite out of these ribs. They look really nice. They got a little char on the outside, and they're nice and tender. I'm actually just barely squeezing it, and it just has a good little feel to it. It's mainly just about beer, right? It's kind of like a new age bar, but they got some really good food in there. Those ribs especially, I'm coming back for them. But here we go. Here's the bite. That was good. Wow. And like you said, that would pair well with this beer.
Absolutely.
I love that you have these ribs on the menu. If you like Asian food, this has that little bit of South Asian flair to it, and it has a really good texture on the outside of the ribs. It tastes like more. You're gonna wanna eat all the ribs. Then you have this one that's like a little cucumbers on the side as well, so a little refreshing pop. And then I'm gonna jump over here. I gotta try this sandwich, this muffaletta. Here we go. Look at that. That just looks tasty. Here we go. Wow. Whoa. The flavors on that are really nice as well. What makes this sandwich so great is that tang, that little pop that's in there. You have the little sweetness and the creaminess from the cheese, but then the meat comes in with that saltiness. It's like the perfect bite. And then you said the little pickles right here, right?
Yeah, they're a little spicy, but they're delicious with the ribs.
Oh, wow. It has a little kick to it. I mean, very minor. It's more flavor forward, but it's so, the vinegar in there, it just has a really good cut to it. And of course, a Reuben sandwich. Come on, look at that. That's just like quintessential classic Reuben. You're not messing with it, no fuss. Here we go. Oh, massive sandwich. I mean, the ribs, the sandwiches, you get the little chips on the side as well. You get your beer. This is a cool spot.
We're family friendly. In fact, we are working on a playscape out here, which should be coming in the next couple of months.
Wow. So you bring out the family, you know, mom and dad get to have some delicious beer options. You have all this food. I mean, the kids would love the food too. I mean, you have the chips and everything on the side. You're very tech forward. This is a very 2021 spot to be at, right? And then you have the QR code. And I love that you had mentioned earlier, when you scan the QR code at other restaurants, you'll notice that it'll take you like to a PDF for their menu, but here it's actually gonna take you to the little website where you can actually order right off the menu. And then you can go get your food, you get buzzed, you get to go up. You guys have thought of everything. This is the future of beer drinking, I think. Is this what it's gonna be, right? Cheers.
Right, thank you.
Later in the show,
This is possibly the best cheesesteak I've ever had in my entire life.
Stop playing with me, David.
Guaritos is a new birria food truck on the northwest side of San Antonio.
They're delicious. I think that this is different than what I'm used to, the little mini tacos.
The perfect type of spice.
Perfect little
everything.
pick.
They're serving up quesi tacos, molitas de birria, quesadillas, and aguas frescas with recipes that come all the way from Tijuana.
Joining me now is Jose Avila. He's the owner of the food truck out here, Guaritos. Now, this food looks amazing. Birria is so big. I mean, it's been big in LA for quite some time, right on the West Coast. In San Antonio, this really took off last year. So it's got cilantro, it's got the onions on there, it's got a special seasoning. That's where you're gonna get that red color from, the shredded stewed beef. How long does it actually cook for, the beef?
It takes at least 3 hours.
Oh, cool.
Before it can be ready to be prepped and to cut into pieces.
So I'm gonna take one off here, because the big thing about birria is that you have to use the consomme on there.
Right.
Can you tell me about the secrets that are in here?
No.
I knew the answer to that.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to do that.
But there it is, look at that.
Yes.
Oh man. Okay, here we go.
See, now you're making me hungry.
Oh man. That is just melt in your mouth goodness.
Yes.
Super tender, nice, salty, unctuous flavor coming from the consomme, the broth. And it's the onions, the cilantro, really balances everything out because you're getting that little bit of herbaceousness from the cilantro, but then the onion comes in with that little bit of cut, and the meat, that is to die for. That is super tender. It just falls apart. The double tortilla on there, so you know they're doing it. That's legit.
Yes.
When you got the double tortilla, that means you know it's super juicy, right?
Yes.
Why birria tacos? Why open the food truck? Like, how did this all come to be?
Well, basically by us trying the birria tacos when we were in California, and we said we got to bring it to Texas. I mean, there's no way that anybody's going to say no to these tacos.
So, I mean, who did you meet up with? Who was the person that you got all the recipes from?
It's a family known that we know in California, and the recipe strictly comes from Tijuana.
The food's a little heavy when you come out here, but that just means it's good. You got the cheese in on there. Now you got to wash it down with something delicious, ice cold and refreshing. So you got some drinks out here. Yeah. I see watermelon, I see cucumber. What are these drinks?
These are called chilaguas.
Chilaguas.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a mixture of chilies for the chile, because what you have around there is chile.
Yeah.
And then you also have fresh fruits, and the water is also made out of the fresh fruit. So,
get out of here.
Yes.
I just drank a watermelon. That's just crazy.
Correct.
The food is out of this world. So if you're on this side of town, if you want to come make a road trip, do a little foodie adventure, this is your spot. Guaritos, the tacos are out of control. Maybe we can get a cameo later from the star of the logo. Who knows? We don't know. But I'm going to keep drinking this drink. It's delicious. And eat some more tacos.
Later in the show,
I've been working on it since you've been talking, but I got it.
Wow.
That's what I've been working on over here.
I'm sitting with the wrong person. I'm not going to get any of this.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here in San Antonio near the Pearl to go inside of a new restaurant that's serving up some really great cocktails and amazing Thai food. Let's go inside Hello Paradise. Joining me now is Jared Pena. He is the owner and partner out here at Hello Paradise. So talk to me about why it's important to bring your wife's culture, her mom's culture, her family's culture into your projects that you're doing.
So the way that I look at it is like when we grow up, we had like ham and cheese sandwiches, right? And we love ham and cheese sandwiches. That's very American, right? In Thailand, some of these items are like their ham and cheese sandwich. Basically, this is it. Like it is like what you eat at home. This is my mother-in-law's mother's recipe. Traditionally, it was supposed to be fried chicken. We did wings instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach over and part of my reach here. Talk to me about the chicken. What's going on with it?
Well, first and foremost, you need the sauce right here.
Okay, so what makes the sauce special?
Sweet, sour, not as sweet, but it has sour elements. It's tons of packed with umami. It has fish sauce. It looks like it's still steaming. It thing's really hot. I'm surprised your mouth's not going crazy right now.
It's going crazy with flavor. That is amazing. I love the crisp on the outside. It's a little sour, it's a little tangy, but it's also got like some zing to it.
It has like all the things you want. It's sweet, sour, it got umami, it got cilantro, a little chili.
The food out here is driven by Jarrett's wife, Jen, and her parents. It's all traditional Thai food and it's absolutely delicious. My favorite has to be the crispy chicken. They have some dumplings on the menu that I haven't tried before, which look really good. But everything they have here is actually recipes from Thailand, which makes it really special. Jump over now to these right here. These are like this is like the shumai, like little dumplings.
So yeah, these are Thai-style dumplings. It's a pork dumpling, and they call it dumpling, but it's really a shumai, right? Like as you said. And it's served with a black vinegar. This is like a Thai version of like dim sum.
Here we go, that's a bite.
Dude, it's so good. I'm grabbing one.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't wait. Sorry, buddy.
I went for the whole thing. You're supposed to go for the whole thing.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I'm obviously my mouth full.
If you've never had Thai food, if it's your first time trying it, I think this is a really good dish to kind of get into it because it's just straightforward good. The little wrap on there, the little like dough, it's just good.
It's just good food.
It's steamed perfectly. Yeah. That's where we're at. These dumplings are just amazing. They taste like Thai meatballs. And then on the outside of the dumpling, it's that really nice thin pasta that's on there as well. Now we're gonna jump over here. This is some more of the savory options that you got. This is like kind of the complete meal, right?
Yes. Everyone thinks of tom yum, they think of the tom yum soup. Tom yum noodles is very different from tom yum soup. You're getting pork three ways. You get the little pork meatball, you got pork loin, ground pork, you got the noodles in there, and the broth is a mixture of lime juice, fish sauce, sugar. You have chili paste on top. You kind of want to mix it all in there.
Yeah, it's a little sweet, it's tangy, which I think tangy is kind of the profile that has been kind of prevalent in everything so far. But it has a good saltiness to it, and it has a good body to it. So if it's a cold day, you want to warm up, you get the noodles, the tom yum soup. I mean, that's just jamming right there. And then we're gonna jump over here. Now, another traditional dish, green curry.
We use the Thai eggplant. Which is like kind of you don't see it quite often in
this little guy, right?
Yeah, that's that little boy right there.
There we go.
Oh wow.
It really just absorbs all the flavor. It's like a little sponge.
Yes.
Super tender, nice little texture on the outside as well. I'm gonna steal this one.
Knock it out.
I'm gonna take a little bite real quick. Now this one has the chicken in there, right?
Yes.
And has a little bit more veggie action going on as well. Got some spice to it.
Yeah, as it should.
Instantly. It's herbaceous, it's creamy, really nice texture on there as well. The white rice is cooked perfectly, and it helps kind of blend out some of that spiciness in there, because that's kicking, man. If you love spice, this is your dish right here. It does, it got a little kick to it.
It has more than a little kick to it.
Yeah, it's got a
I
big
would say on a scale, what do you think, about a 6?
I'd say this is like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's above average for sure. All of the curries that are on the menu are absolutely delicious, and it's all the seasonings, it's everything that goes into it, but it's the creaminess and the balance of spice that make them really special. Now, this one looks interesting because you got tater tots rocking in that bowl.
Oh Lord, yeah, so this is kind of a new thing that we're working on right now. It's Penang curry with tater tots. It's gonna be very savory, should be nice, spicy, beefy, savory, creamy goodness.
Oh wow. This one's got a bold depthness, like it's just, the flavor, it goes really deep in there. And the beef, that's where it's at though. I think that's what's happening. But now we're gonna jump over to spring rolls, which are made fresh in-house over here.
Absolutely.
Fried fresh to order. I mean, first off, when you look at it, it's just the size alone. You're not everywhere you go, you're gonna get
Texas, buddy. I'm out to tell you.
That's big for you. Those glass noodles in there, what's up?
There's no animal protein at all with this particular item.
Wow.
You have tons of mushrooms in there. You got the glass noodles. You got lots of veggies. You got carrots.
The outside, it's flaky, it's crispy, it's everything you want from a really good spring roll. But we're gonna jump over to our last item that we got rocking out here.
This is just the traditional curry with rice. This is the OG.
The OG. Woo! Look at that. Here we go.
Get into it. Look at that.
It has that balance of spice with the cream that's in there as well. So it's a really good flavor profile. And then the texture on the meat, I mean, you guys know what you're doing. This is how you build flavor. The menu is incredible out here. I think everything, you can find something you love for sure when you come out here and have fun and get some drinks. Thank you so much. Give me some love.
Thanks, Papa.
You, your family, everybody's amazing. Your in-laws are killing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're great people.
They're great people.
They really are great people. I want people to know that you can just get good, solid food. We're not too chefy, and it's not going to be, an arm or a leg to cost. I mean, that's it.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're on the south side of San Antonio to go inside of a hot dog spot that's making some wild creations, and they've been doing it for a while, but now they got a brick and mortar. Let's go inside Rocker Dogs. With us right here is Chef Martinez. You're gonna be cooking up some dogs for us, some tater tots you got on the menu out here at Rocker Dogs. What's the first dog you're gonna be making for us?
We're gonna make the Thai kickboxer.
Okay, how do you do that?
2 slices of tomato, some pickled jalapeno, sweet chili glaze, cabbage with cilantro and mint, homemade sesame lime vinaigrette, 2 slices of cucumber, little S-curve, sriracha dots.
It's fun and it's really artsy looking. You don't even want to eat it. Looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie. But talk to me with the, what is this one called?
This is called the Thai kickboxer rocker, and it's one of my first dogs that I started off with the food truck, with the food trailer. And it was designed to be light, but vibrant, tangy, sweet, fresh.
Wow. You're hitting all those notes, like you just said. It's a little spicy, it's a little sweet, it's a little tangy. And then it's a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like underneath all of that, at the very end of the bite, you're getting that hot dog bun, you're getting the hot dog flavor, and it works really well. It's so fun because you're kind of using the same base on all these different hot dogs, but when you put them on all the toppings on there, all those sauces, you're really creating something different. But you know how to build flavor. And that's a big part of why each one of these is so special. The depth on each one of these is really good.
Well, I've been cooking for 25 years, and I'm actually French culinary trained. That is called the El Chicano dog.
All right, talk to me about it. I'm gonna take a bite as you're talking about it, okay?
So that El Chicano, it's got borracho chili, melted queso, caramelized onions, pico de gallo, green salsa, and crema.
You make these so quickly, it looks effortless, but there's so much flavor in there. The crema really helps balance that out. You're getting a little bit of cream, but it's also a little bit of fattiness coming in. And then it's salty. The chili that's on there, it's a little salty. So it's kind of helping blend that all together as well. The acidity coming from that pico de gallo. You're hitting all those points. You're getting some of that umami, some of that acid, some of that fat. That's delicious. That's a great bite. And I love that you put the butter on the bread. You can taste it. It comes out. Name of this dog. Tell me what's going on in it.
That's the El Sancho. He's not a looker, he's a pleaser.
It's true. It's a little ugly, but you know that's just nothing but flavor on there.
Absolutely. It's a red wine braised sriracha carne asada with cheddar cheese and a green salsa.
Oh my God. Give me some love. Y'all, I'm not done trying the other stuff. I would come back every day of the week for this dog. The carne asada just melts in your mouth. It is delicious. And then you put it on top of that little hot dog on there, the toasted bun, and the green salsa. That is just a killer bite.
These tater tots are, they have a cheese sauce, which is the queso, and then you have the homemade buttermilk ranch, the smoked bacon bits, Louisiana hot sauce, and green onions.
Louisiana hot
Yeah.
sauce. All those different layers that you're putting on there. And the texture on the outside of the tots, you're frying them perfectly. Nice and tender on the inside, flaky on the outside. Nice and salty, but then there's that cream from that queso that's on there. It kind of really balances out, neutralizes everything. And then that hot sauce takes it up that notch. It's that little vinegar-based hot sauce, so you're getting some zing from that as well. The green onions on there is a really good texture. And the bacon. Everything comes through. You guys, if you're looking for a place, it's a little funky, it's a little different, but it has some familiarity to it that makes you feel like you're going in your backyard, you feel like you're at home. This is a spot to come to. It's a little hole-in-the-wall spot right here off Roosevelt on the south side. This is Rocker Dogs. You gotta come try it. They're knocking it out of the park. Thank you so much, Chef, for having us out here. And of course, you can grab your big bread, you grab your sodas, grab your drinks. And there's enough space out here to socially distance, so bring the family. It's dog friendly, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually tailgate out here with your food if you want to separate from everybody.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here on the far west side of San Antonio to go inside of a Cajun restaurant that's making some wild seafood combinations. Let's go inside Smashing Crab. Joining me now is Derek Still, and in front of us is a bunch of different food that you have on the menu that we're going to be sampling right now.
We have some of our guests' favorites that they've told us about, raved about actually. This is a pasta dish you can get in Cajun country. It's basically pasta with a base of shrimp, sausage, chicken, sauteed peppers, all in a Cajun cream sauce and some toasted buttered crostinis. You go right ahead.
I mean, completely coated noodles. You know you're doing something right when you got them like that. Nice seafood in there. You got the texture all on the shrimp. It looks great. That sauce is so good. It has a good amount of heat to it. It's savory, and it has a nice little bit of saltiness to it as well. It's a good blend of all those flavors. A slight bit of citrus to it as well, but it's nice and creamy, so it has a really nice velvety texture. And then all the little veggies in there, I mean, everything's cooked to perfection. This is fantastic, but talk to me what's going on over here.
We have the hookup, and we are just starting to get those crawfish in. We are so excited. We're excited for our guests. Call in and see if we have them available, because they'll go fast.
Look at this guy. That's just goodness.
I know. You're a professional. That's why we have you in.
That's right. That is good. I know people may seem that think it's a lot of work to get it, but it is so worth it.
It really is.
Crawfish season is for a short time of the year. And when you come out to Smashing Crab, they're only going to have it when it's fresh, which makes sure that all the bites that you're going to get out of this are going to be absolutely delicious. But this right here is just something that appeals to anybody who loves seafood.
So this is what we call our perfect storm, and that's got a couple different things in it. It's got a pound of king crab, it's got a pound of mussels, a pound of shrimp, and then potatoes and corn on the side with some mixed vegetables as well. You can add sausage if you like, which we did.
This is the king crab leg. This is some of the goods that you can get when you come out here. It doesn't get better than king crab. I mean, this is the dish to get when you really want a really good idea of what's on the menu out here.
This one flies out the door.
I've been working on it since you've been talking, but I got it.
Cow.
That's what I've been working on over here.
I'm sitting with the wrong person. I'm not gonna get any of this.
That's right, I'm gonna eat this all. If you're looking for a mixture of seafood that's just the right amount of little side items and the actual meat that you're gonna get, the perfect storm is the right dish for you. Absolutely love the flavors of what's going on. We're gonna jump over here now because this is a little more traditional. People know about lobster rolls, especially if you're from the East Coast.
It is one of our absolute best sellers. They saute that with garlic and butter and green onions, and they put it on that open top roll like people are used to seeing, and then it has this lemon dill aioli that you'll want another side of that.
It's a big deal. This right here looks really delicious. Here we go, this is the bite. My gosh.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
This is just decadent. Over the top. Lobster is already so flavorful. It already has kind of this natural butteriness to it, especially when you cook it right, which this is. Super tender. The little aioli on top really adds that creamy balance to everything as well. It adds that perfect amount of flavor. But then the toasted buttered roll. Get out of town.
We know about layers of butter. Yeah, I knew I wasn't getting a bite of that one either.
No, I can't share this one. I absolutely love lobster, and when you can make lobster rolls and you make them the right way, it's probably one of my favorite bites that you can possibly get. Then they're putting that dill aioli that's on there as well, but to me, it's the toasted buttered roll that just seals the deal. This thing is wild.
This is one of our signature items. So we get these fat, juicy oysters from the Louisiana Delta, and we char grill them in their own half shell with butter, garlic, a little garlic spice, and Parmesan cheese, all in that bite, perfect bite. And we're gonna serve those bubbling hot with some buttered crostinis as well.
This just has really good char grill flavor to it, and I think that's really what sets it apart from other ones that I've had before. It tastes like you're eating this, like almost a steak, like an oyster steak. It has that kind of vibe to it. The Parmesan cheese that's on there, it's a little bit salty coming from that as well. And then the flavor that's coming out there, the garlic, a little bit of that butter that's in there. I mean, this is where it's at. If you love oysters, or even if you've never tried an oyster, but you've been interested in trying one, these are the oysters to try. You got butter, garlic, and all the different Parmesan cheese that's tossed on top of there. I mean, it is just delicious. From the start, all the way to the finish here, everything has been incredible. But real quick, we'll talk about this little slice of heaven that's sitting right in front of us.
Absolutely. No need to overcomplicate things. This is just a little bit of cinnamon bread pudding.
That's really good.
You don't even need me here, do you?
No. I like your voice is narrating my life right now. It's what's
comforting.
Happening.
It's comforting.
This is incredible. You got to wash it all down though. So talk to me about what's going on in front of you.
One of our iconic drinks that we began the restaurant with was the Hurricane. We recently had the idea of trying a flight. You've got different flavors, you've got different colors, and you've even got different names, which is the funnest part for me.
What's this blue one? I'm gonna take this.
So this blue one, that is the Storm Surge, and then we've got the Broken Levee, the Eye of the Storm, and our home guy, the Cat 5, and I'm gonna do that too.
I can't say enough about how delicious this is. I'm going back to that lobster roll. I'm finishing that lobster roll, and now I'm gonna eat all these oysters here in a little bit. But cheers to you.
Thank you, my friend. We appreciate it.
That's a good drink.
I know, I was surprised. I was just going for the color.
Yeah.
Later in the show,
I'm gonna take a piece too. Why not?
Yeah, you take the other half.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
why
for
not?
it. Go for it. There you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. When you're here in the Alamo City and you want to grab a delicious cheesesteak, there's only one food truck that you need to go to. Let's go inside Eleanor 1909. Joining us now is Bree Morris-Perez. She's the CEO and owner out here at Eleanor 1909. This is authentic cheesesteaks that you can get here in San Antonio. But I have to know, who's Eleanor? Why Eleanor?
Eleanor 1909 is actually named after my great-grandmother. Her name was Eleanor, and her birth year was actually 1909. She was from...
There you go, it all makes sense.
She was from Mississippi, and she always wanted to be a cook growing up. So my Nana taught me everything that I know, and I kind of feel like I'm living Eleanor's dream for her.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so fun. Now, why Philly? Why cheesesteaks? Because you said she's from Mississippi.
She's from Mississippi, yes. So us younger generation of kids, even though the parents and the grandparents came from Chicago and everything, we came from Philly. Cheesesteaks are a big thing there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know, a lot of it is even regional within the city, like how West Philly, how they do theirs with chicken cheesesteaks are big, because of the large Muslim community. South Philly, they have the sharp provolone, and they got the broccoli rabe and the garlic spinach, and it's just good. In North Philly, it's just kind of like, I want my beef, I want my American cheese, and I want my onions.
Yeah.
Keep it
straightforward.
Mayo, ketchup. Like you just want it simple. And with cheese, with Eleanor, I wanted to try to bring as authentic as possible, even down to getting my meat from the butchers. I use Weatrix, which recently got voted #1. Their meat quality, I do customize a sirloin, and I wanted to use real meat. I didn't want to use steak-ups. This one is whiz with roasted hops and caramelized onions. You can dip that right in. There's whiz on there for you. And I'm gonna take a piece too. Why not?
Yeah, you take the other half.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
why
for
not?
it. Go for it.
I mean,
I'll wait for you to get yours. How about that? There you go. Cheers.
Cheers. And you see the meat, the quality. You look good. Look at that. I feel like if you go home, spouse is gonna love you. Look at that whiz goatee.
Wow. Oh my gosh. The moment you take that first bite, if you can get it all in your mouth, it's a messy bite. It is absolutely incredible.
It's a real steak sandwich. And that was my whole point, is I wanted to bring Texas, especially cattle country, real meat. Because these are real cowboys. These are real people that know their meat. They know their meat in Texas.
This is incredible.
Thank you.
If you're looking for some of the best authentic cheesesteaks around the Alamo City, you have to come here. I love the texture on the outside of the meat. You have a nice hard sear, so you're locking in a lot of those great flavors on there. You've roasted the veggies to be nice and tender, but they have that little char kind of action going on, the little Maillard reaction, right? So you have some of these nice elements, sauteed onions. I mean, every element about this just works. And talk to me about the rolls. They got to be authentic too, right?
Yeah, so I do only use Amoroso rolls. That is everyone knows on the East Coast, that's a authentic Italian family that's been making rolls forever. It is hard sometimes to acquire these rolls, but I do what I can for the people.
I've had a lot of cheesesteaks in my life, especially here when you come into Texas. There's a lot of places that are doing them, but this is possibly the best cheesesteak I've ever had in my entire life.
Stop playing with me, David.
This is gonna change your life. You come out here, you take a bite of this, you'll never go back to any other place you've ever been to before. And it's everything. It's down to even just the way you prepare it, the way it's layered. I mean, the cheese whiz is incredible. The fact that the cheese whiz is made in-house is just mind-blowing because it is so creamy, it's delicious, and it's got that little bit of gooey, cheesy goodness to it. It's out of this world.
Yes.
Now you gotta wash it all down.
Yes,
so you got
do.
some drinks.
Yes, so you have a gremlin. That is a OG drink from Philly. It's like grape limeade.
It's nice and sour. It's a little sweet, which helps balance it all out. Good grape flavor in there. That nice little lime punch. But you said
vodka.
Vodka.
BYOV. Bring your own
BYOV.
vodka.
Now, I'm gonna destroy this sandwich, but you have two other options.
Yes.
So talk to me about each one of these.
Yes, I have our basic cheesesteak. I've noticed that a lot of my customers love it just with mild provolone and the fried onions.
This is wild. I'm a fan of the cheese whiz, but this one's like a very approachable version of that.
Yeah. I do also have a chicken cheesesteak for those who don't eat meat or red meat.
Yeah.
I do use 100% chicken breast. And normally I like to pair that with sharp provolone. A lot of people are, especially a lot of my customers are starting to become like familiar with it, and it's really like provolone and Parmesan had a baby together. So it's very pungent. It's a little pungent, but it goes really well with a lighter meat. So like white meat, chicken breast.
Give me some foot.
I thought we were gonna do kid and play like.
If you guys are looking for a really great cheesesteak experience, this is where you come to. Eleanor 1909, the authentic cheesesteaks here are out of this world. They're on DoorDash, so you can get them delivered to your area. You gotta follow them on social media to know where exactly they're gonna be at. It's the cheese whiz, the standard Philly, and you can also get a chicken Philly as well. You're killing it. And don't forget to get your little gremlin out
That's
here.
Right.
BYOV. Absolutely incredible though. And the hot sauce.
Yes.
And all this is made from scratch.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Texas Eats. And to get more information on all the restaurants you've seen on today's show, just head to our website, ksat.com/Texas Eats. And to get more food pics and videos, follow us on social media at KSAT Texas Eats on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to join us every Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning right here on KSAT 12, because this is how Texas Eats.